Hey guys, welcome to the video. This is our weekly podcast. So we're going to be discussing various topics today, including some changes that have come to the game again. So first of all, I think we want to talk about the premium drops that have changed. So I'll hand you over to Smithy now to start talking about them.
Yep, so basically now we have got the new dungeon premium drops here and the changes that has actually happened to the game. Which, yes, okay, can be good, but depending on the drop rate that you get, it's pretty bad. But overall, generally can be better than the previous loot table that we've actually had. But let's just go through it anyway. So some players are aware that end chests in queued content have the chance to drop a premium item such as a mount, companion, or even the elusive wards. Other players might not realize that such drops exist, which speaks volumes on why we wanted to improve those drops. We are rebuilding those tables to improve the odds of premium items dropping. The harder, longer the content, the more likely it will be to reward a premium item in the end chests. So going by that, that's saying like the harder the content that you're doing, the more likely chance you'll get a higher end drop. So are we saying then like towards Zariel Master or Tom would probably be the best place to farm these drops?
But then they are mentioning dungeons, not trials. So would it be TIC?
But we also have proof that the mount has dropped from Tom.
Yep.
Which, yeah, one of our friends actually sent over a screenshot to me. They managed to pull a Tensor's disc account bound in Tom, in one of the endgame chests. So I think this does generally include trials and dungeons, and maybe even skirmishes. I'm not too sure on the skirmish side. I haven't actually had proof sent over to me yet, but dungeons is a definite yes. Trials are a definite yes. Skirmishes, very unsure. But let's just quickly go over anyway what can actually drop from these loot chests, shall we, John? So we've got the companion upgrade tokens. We've got the...
Always need the companion upgrade tokens, definitely.
Yep, and same with the mount upgrade tokens, which is a new way for us now to be able to upgrade our mounts rather than us waiting for the event or us buying them from the Zen market. So kudos to Cryptic there. Astral diamonds, which are refined and not rough. Good idea, but then depending on how much it actually gives you, depends if you're actually using AD to reroll the chest anyway, so it makes it generally worthless.
Yeah, I can only imagine it'll be a few thousand at tops.
Yep.
5,000 tops.
Yeah, probably. Same with trade bars. Trade bars are always useful. Wards, generally useful. Genie's gifts, maybe not so much useful considering we're doing in-game content for the higher rewards generally, but for mid to low tier players, yeah, I can see how Genie's gifts would be good, but the likelihood of them getting a Genie's gift is obviously differential to what we're going to get.
Yeah, I've actually pulled some Genie's gifts already.
Likewise. Scrolls of Raised Dead team. Now, I'm assuming here they mean Scrolls of Life and Scroll of Mass Life.
I would say that's what I mean, yeah.
Because that's what the items are actually called in game, but for some reason here on the website they've actually changed the name of them. Weirdly enough. Okay, Stones of Health. Stones of Health are always needed, no matter what, because we do tend to either buy them, which are about 140k on average at the moment, or 50 time and noon trade bars for one. So yeah, Stones of Health is always useful. The mounts and companions you can still get, and they can go from uncommon to myth to epic, which same as the loot table before that we were farming for like the bullet pups or the other mounts or companions that we were going for. See, the 36 slot bag, that's a very weird one to randomly put into this loot table.
Yeah, I was thinking that, to be honest.
That's very random of them to put something like that. Maybe they just wanted an extra thing to go in there, but it's a very random item for you to get.
But I suppose a 36 slot bag will be good for new players and that.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's probably more worth the reason for them to farm these dungeons, I guess, but then people are going to tend to do probably more REDQ more than actually going private dungeon.
Yeah.
And then the legendary account-wide mounts, which we know are available, but the drop rate are abysmal.
But then we expect that to be abysmal for something of such high value.
Exactly, especially when they put it in there at the end, very rare. Now, bearing in mind, all of the premium items that drop are bound to account, with the exception of the legendary account-wide mounts, which are unbound. So everything is bound except for the mounts, which are sellable. These items can show up in all queued content end chests, with the exception of leveling dungeons. So I'm assuming that's the lower end dungeons, the regular dungeons, not the epic dungeons.
Yeah, I would say the epic dungeons is where you're going to find these things.
So with these changes, based on the feedback from the CDP, we hope these improved tables will make your dungeon runs that much more exciting once these changes go live. Be on the lookout for a new event, Dungeon Delver's Delights, which doubles the chance of a premium item drop. Great. But then again, Cryptic, you still fucked up by taking it down without telling anyone.
Which we were supposed to be rewarded for, so it's a good time to come in on that.
Yes, we will go into that very shortly. But generally, right now, let's talk about the fact that they disabled the loot table that gives you your mounts and companions and everything else, etc., without actually telling their player base they were doing so. Me, myself, that's probably not exactly the nicest way to treat your player base. Especially taking it down and then putting it up, say, like 48 hours later again when the new release is in. But within those 48 hours, I can almost guarantee that a lot of AD and a lot of reroll tokens were probably used in that time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I can say that I was using reroll tokens trying to get collars.
Exactly.
During that time.
Especially the fact that the mount changes had come out and we're all aiming to farm for the collars. And yet we couldn't get absolutely anything because they took down the loot table. I think you could still probably get collars at the time, but I don't think you...
Yeah, because I got a collar while that loot table was as it is.
Which the collar was still farmable, but we weren't able to get the companions or mounts, which actually I believe in one of our other podcasts we were talking about the fact that companions and mounts were actually a lower drop rate at the time, and it turns out they actually disabled them. Funny that. But anyway, let's go into one of the posts that I'm not really happy with, the fact that we were giving another promise and it turned out to be a load of mumbo jumbo.
Crap.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go over to here. So this was when the release went out and said the premium drops were live, and this was by Nito Chris, one of the member administrators for the forums. And he says the premium worlds are now live. More details on the changes to drop can be found here, which takes us over to the Dungeon Delving website. But anyway, as a make good and a thank you for your patience, we will be providing all players some free reroll tokens claimable at the RCA. We hope to get this gift out as soon as we can, so stay tuned for more info. Now, bearing in mind, the date today is the 27th, and this was posted on the 23rd, so 4 days ago. And we still have no update on when we're going to get any free reroll tokens from the RCA. The reward claim agent, that's the one. So for them just to get something like that out is pretty bad, considering this is 4 days later now, which we're still waiting on, but yet everyone who never managed to claim that Twitch Prime box got a free insignia pack from the RCA. Where does the priorities lie? People who lost all of their AD or reroll tokens trying to farm stuff like the bullet pups or anything along those lines to progress their characters, to basically sit back now and wait for this to be given to us. Do I believe we're going to get the free roll tokens anytime soon? No. What do you think, John?
No, I don't think so. It's still too early to tell at the moment, but I mean, we know their track record. They're not great at doing what they say they're going to do, and the fact that it was very hard to find that post in the first place.
Exactly, and not many people actually manage to to remember to check the forum every day, which is something they shouldn't be doing anyway. All we want to do is just go on the game and actually play our content, rather than us having to check out the forums, seeing what the latest posts are, blah 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 blah. Who really even does that when you play a game? Only more like the end game players who want to see like the CDP and things like that actually come across this type of thing, and even then it wouldn't spread around very well. It was only when it actually came to light that, like, I would say probably about give it, say, 24 hours in, is probably when everyone started to find out don't farm the dungeons.
Yeah.
But this is a big, massive no-no. This shouldn't have happened anyway. This should have been announced within the game that reward drops are going to be disabled for your companions and mounts, rather than done it on a forum post. What a terrible way to actually get the word out there. So, Cryptic, if you are listening, big boo-boo on your end, Sunshine. Anyway, so we spoke about the end of summer sale, where we believed that the Zen bundles, so if you bought Zen for, say, was it the $150 one?
Yes.
You would get yourself a free legendary account. We thought that would be the, well, compared to last year, it was the triple mount pack. Funnily enough now, they've just recently, in the last 3 days, re-released the triple mount pack. But this time you get a bit extras. So you get the 9 legendary insignia choices, which I think you got within the last pack anyway. But we never got the vanity pet, I don't think. Oh no, we did. Because I remember getting the Armored Griffin. So this is exactly the same as last year's. Which is going to be running for 1 week to get yourself that legendary triple mount pack. Now, timing wise, how do you feel about this, John? Do you reckon it's more along the lines of what they've done with the Zen bundle pack was completely wrong now to the timing difference on the legendary triple mount pack? Or do you reckon they should have changed that legendary bundle for the triple mount pack?
Yeah, this shouldn't have happened. This should have been part of the bundle that they did before. Sort of when you pay that much money, you know, I understand it's free legendary account-wide mounts.
But people could have spent their monthly salary, or part of their monthly salary, on, say, like the Zen bundle for the one mount, for them, say, like 2 weeks later after it ended.
Yeah,
to then,
the problem is, because they didn't know this was coming, they could have spent that Zen already.
Regardless of popular demand or not, it was a case of, timing-wise, it's not really going down their road right now. Especially when this seems to me like more of a money grab situation right now on Cryptic's end, to get as much money as they can in by giving items in the game at different times to put people off and knowing what to expect for...
I mean, for me, the problem I've got with this is that they do it on the same day or a day before they're going to release these things. It's not in advance. So people haven't got time to prepare.
Not only
people see these offers and then they're like, I want it.
But they can't afford it due to the fact they just spent $150 on a 1 mount rather than a 3 mount.
Exactly.
Bearing in mind now you can get 3 mounts now. At the same time, they released this at the same time as the dungeon the dungeon reworked. Will I actually say that this legendary mount choice pack, the triple one, is worth the $150 or whatever it would be that you would pay for it, to compare it to the likelihood of me getting an account-wide drop from endgame dungeons, which are higher chances to drop?
Well, not only that, you're paying $150 for this pack for 3 of them. That's fair enough. But then you've got money versus time rewards here. Because how much time are you willing to put into farm dungeons over and over to try and get these mounts to drop? Not saying they're going to, but that's the free alternative to paying $150. And if you haven't got the money, then that's what you're going to do, isn't it?
But then if you're willing to put in the time for, say, the 3 mounts that you farm to get out of these dungeon chests, technically then, if you were to say, yeah, okay, you'll get the 3 mounts quicker, the only thing that's actually technically you're paying for here are the 9 legendary insignia choice packs.
Yeah.
Which would I technically pay $150 for, unless I want to skip a lot of the content towards the end to get my bolster up that quickly to be able to get these legendary mounts on there.
Exactly, and that just defeats the purpose then, doesn't it?
It completely defeats the purpose of, say, for example, you're trying to get your bolster up when you can start farming the dungeons for them to get the bolster up towards endgame. So it gave endgame players a chance to farm it rather than just converting all their AD into Zen. Yes, okay, I understand, like the lower to mid-tier players may have, just before these mount changes, had bought themselves a legendary mount. But with these legendary mount changes coming now, which has happened, and we're about a month in already, do I honestly believe that they should have released this triple mount pack due to this?
It
Especially,
should have been released just after, it should have been a post saying that they were going to release this.
due to popular demand, we're on about releasing the triple mount pack anyway. So basically, letting the players know, oh, I would save your AD or save your Zen, by the way, because the triple mount pack is coming, but we just don't know when. There was no confirmation of it again. It's basically dropping a massive bomb on us. But to be fair, it is only for a week long as well, so it doesn't even give people the chance to say, if you're one of those people who gets paid mid-month, to actually be able to claim this.
Yeah.
You've literally given people 1 week to claim this pack for $150, and you haven't given anyone a chance. And not only that, now there's a change that... Oh no, it's always been the same. There's no change. It's all still account-wide mounts. So, yeah, it's a bit of a rather weird one for the news this week, I would have thought.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else really going on.
No, it doesn't seem like there is that much. I mean, we're coming up now to the end of Milestone 2 on the server progress, which means Zariel Easy is coming out very, very soon for us. So we will go into more details and news in another episode next week, hopefully, about what reward drops that we've managed to get from the Zariel Easy and things like that once we've farmed the hell out of it. But that should be coming in the next episode, guys, anyway. Sorry for the fact that it's a short episode today, but there just seems to be not much news going on at the moment. Neither not much complaints or anything else. It's not really much going on. But the main thing for us was the fact that they took down the dungeon rewards without giving anyone any notice, really, in game. And that's one thing we basically really wanted to cover today, which was one of the main things. And at the same time, where the hell are our damn reroll tokens that you promised us when they went live? Rather than putting out giving people insignia packs.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you do enjoy the video, guys, make sure you leave yourself a little like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Yeah, see you guys. Have fun. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the next one.
So yeah, take care, guys.